it's me, Freezing Inferno, and it's another Doctor Who review, but I'm not with Rainiac for once. Oh my god, there's a man in the room with me. He's going to talk about Doctor Who.
Hello, I am Critic Blaze Fury.
Critic Blaze Fury. Yes, you're going to give a critique of a Doctor Who episode.
I'll give this a good old cricket bat.
We're not talking about the Fifth Doctor, though. He had a cricket bat.
Too bad.
No, we're talking about number 6, Colin Baker.
Featuring the Cybermen.
Yes, it's Attack of the Cybermen.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes. His second story ever. Yeah. Now, you don't know anything about Colin Baker, do you?
I'm afraid I've only watched the 10th and up Doctors.
But you watched the 9th?
Right. Oh, no, yeah. I mean,
9, 10, 11.
9, 10. Why am I thinking 12? There is no 12.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yes. But
Soon.
we're not here to talk about 12. We're here to talk about 6. We're halving the number.
Yes. You're very perceptive. We're doing this little intro thing just for, because I've got him here and it's easy to do. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to watch the episode now. It's about an hour and a half long. So,
yes, 2-parters, 40 minutes each.
Yep, that's about the scope of it. It's going to be very interesting having you here watching it, let me tell you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing an old-time Doctor Who compared to my, I'm always futuristic about what I watch. You're more of a classical.
You're getting the retro future of 1985 here.
Yes.
So let's shut this thing off and get to the episode.
Indeed.
Well, that sure was Attack of the Cybermen, huh?
Indeed.
Okay, well, we usually start these things by just talking about things we liked in the episode, so let's get your opinion on Colin Baker.
I would have to say, he's actually the first old-time Doctor, I could say, that I've actually seen a whole complete episode of.
Uh-huh.
And I have to admit, I like the man.
You like the man? Well, I kind of like the man, too. But there are some things that I didn't really mention to you. I didn't mention the nature of Colin Baker, and I usually do talk about the history of Doctor Who and these things. Would it surprise you to know that Colin Baker is actually everyone's least favorite?
Really?
Well, you see, the thing about Colin Baker is he's very arrogant, is the word. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the world. He's, very proud of himself. Very violent at times.
That would explain his excellent acting.
Yes.
He didn't have to get into character. He is an ass!
I like that. But, I actually have no real problem with Colin Baker, the actor, but it comes to terms with the quality of his stories, and they're usually bad. And Attack of the Cybermen is considered one of the lesser ones, I think.
Yeah, I had to find it more of a comic.
Yeah, you found a little comedy in it, and I found a little comedy in it, but it was not a very good period for Doctor Who, and the series after season 22, which is what this episode was from, ended up on hiatus for 18 months. Then they came back with the Trial of a Time Lord, which was 13 episodes spread over 4 stories, an entire 1 season-long story arc. And pretty much at the end of that, Colin Baker got fired.
Colin Baker, you're fired!
Yeah, that's what they said to him. But luckily he survives. His legacy survives thanks to audio dramas, and he's quite good in them. But yeah, that's the history of Colin Baker. And you liked him before I told you all this. And I guess you still like him. You never forget your first Doctor, as you say. And mine was Sylvester McCoy. And now I've made Mr. Fury's Colin Baker.
Well, first time for everything when you meet.
You have a very unique position in the world of classic Doctor Who. Appreciate it. As for his companion this episode, Miss Perpigillion Brown, a.k.a. Perry, played by Nicola Bryant, what did you think of her?
Cleavage! What the hell?
Yeah. Perry likes to show off her.
Let's compare. Other Doctor companions, did they show so much skin?
You could make an argument for River Song, or if we're talking.
No. River Song, I can make a definite exception. I love her.
Hello, sweetie.
She doesn't try. She's naturally like that.
Well, yeah. Perry's okay. I can tolerate her, but she's really only a 6th Doctor companion.
Bring back K9.
Bring back K9. Yeah. You haven't even seen any old episodes of K9. Well, he was in the new series, and he was quite good, but
makes me want to think, I want to see the original K9.
we could find an episode with him in it. I don't think I've actually seen the original K9.
Fire the nose laser.
Yeah. Oh, so what else did you like about Attack of the Cybermen?
It had some pretty good comedy in it.
Yeah, there's the part where like a evil cop pops out of the sewer hole, and the doctor's like, "Hello," and he just kicks him down the hole.
No, he was polite. But here, let me give you a hand. Then he stomped on his head.
Yeah, let me give you a hand, and then he stomps his head and throws him down the hole. It's amusing. There's lots of amusing bits. You're squeaking my bed a bit. But
Sorry.
Yeah, this is a unique position because he's actually in the room, as I said, but that's okay.
Indeed.
Yes. Why don't we talk about the Cybermen themselves?
Excellent.
Yeah, that's the thing you got to learn about 80s era Cybermen. The cyber leader always says excellent. It's
like they took the new Cybermen that I'm aware of and then blended him with something less atomical.
Yeah.
I can't think of a good example.
It's weird. They're weird. They basically like to say excellent a lot, and they run around the sewers. There's one great moment of comedy where, like, one of the people captured by the Cybermen, they're blabbing about this and that, and he says, "Getting a little rough, are we?" And he mimics the Cybermen. And then they give him a cyber noogie. They basically put their fists against his head and they press down and he goes, "Ah!" Because they've got, like, super strength.
Indeed.
That's funny. It's, again, with the comical moments. And
cyber noogie engaged.
And this may be one of the few Doctor Who episodes I can think of where the chameleon circuit, that classic thing that's the explanation for why the TARDIS is a police box because it's broken, it actually works, and the TARDIS turns into, like, a cabinet and an organ and
I believe that was a Roman statue.
A Roman statue or something. I don't. It's weird. Leave it to Colin Baker to be the only one to say, "Oh, I can fix the chameleon circuit because I'm awesome."
At least he tried.
At least he tried. Yeah, it was an interesting episode, to be sure. Now, I gotta say something to its benefit. I remember watching it and reading a lot about it, thanks to Phil Sandifer and others. It says it's a continuity-obsessed mess, but were you confused at all by the plot?
Cybermen wanted to blow up Earth. They wanted to change time. They failed. The end.
There you go, yeah. I meant more the...
timey-wimey stuff?
The timey-wimey stuff involving the planet Mondus and the planet Telos.
I've never been very much on planets.
Yeah, well, basically. It's all stuff that relies on your knowledge of old 1960s Doctor Who, namely the very first Cybermen episode and the... I think it's the third Cybermen episode.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I know this stuff. See, yeah, back then Doctor Who was sort of trying to cater to the hardcore fan, and it failed spectacularly, because normal people were just like, what the hell is this shit? And they turned it off. They didn't like it. Whereas everyone was like,
oh, well, you see, the planet Mondus is actually going to it surfaced across Earth in 1986, and we're in 1985 right now, so we should do a story about Mondus coming, because it's really going to happen.
My TARDIS, no!
It's like, you don't do that. Like, if a Doctor Who story in 1970 said, in 2012, let's say, I don't know, in 2012 the Earth is going to be bombarded by comets, Doctor Who wouldn't do a story today where they'd be like, we have to stop the comets from coming! Amy, we have to stop the comets! No, they wouldn't have done that.
Indeed, because we keep seeing them jump back and forth through all sorts of time.
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, web-of-time nonsense.
Indeed.
You can't assess a continuity to Doctor Who, a Who-niverse, if you will. Because all the contradictions and nonsense, it makes no goddamn sense.
And I know nothing of cosmology.
Yeah.
Cosmology. Pronounce it for me. Cosmology.
Cosmology?
Cosmology. Exactly.
I guess that's what you're trying to say. So basically, the plot of this episode, all you need to know, it's actually easier to understand than I thought. The Cybermen want to mess with time and save their home planet. That's all you need to know to really.
And this was part one we're mostly talking about. Now part two, I could see some bad acting going on there.
Oh yeah, he noticed this in the cliffhanger. Like, you can tell him.
Okay. On part two, they come in, the guy starts shooting, like, okay, how do you work this gun? Then he goes looking around, and then the Cyberman just pops out, whacks him on on the shoulder, like the bottom bone of the shoulder, like right down to your arm. When in actuality, he grabs the back of his neck, like right up there next to the juicy bit of the brain, like just right down the back of the skull, like only a few centimeters.
Did anyone filming this in 1985 take note of this? No. A man in 2013 did. A man whose first classic Doctor Who series was, and he noticed this grievous error and pointed it out for you. Goodness gracious. What else is there to talk about? Well, what about things you didn't like?
The music was a little bit... Well, you already pointed this out, and I actually agree with you. It was a bit farty. Like,
yeah, it's like synthesizer bullshit. You know what?
No, they didn't synthesize. They just took some fat guys and said, okay, fellas, here's some beans and some pop. Go to it!
Oh, my God. Okay, I'm just gonna stop here, take a little breather so I can put in the music so you can understand what the hell's going on. Okay, here's the farts.
There we are, gentlemen. Inside that building is £10 million in diamonds.
Farty, huh?
Indeed.
Yeah, you didn't even hear it but don't worry.
I can do a fart right now. Not a real one, mind you. I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, you're in the house. And
if you want to know what it sounds like, just put your hands to your lip like this and.
They already know. Okay, yeah, you don't do that on camera. Don't do
I'm
that.
I'm not. I'm not.
Please.
This is my first review doing it with you. I don't want to get fired on my first try.
There are a couple weird things I liked, like they go to the Tombs of Telos, which is like homage to Tomb of the Cybermen, but you don't know what the hell Tomb of the Cybermen is. So all you know is a big refrigerator with Cybermen inside.
Big frozen zombies.
Yeah, they were like all covered in green crap, and they were punching out other Cybermen. So
Cyber Commander.
Are they zombie? Are they zombie Cybermen? What?
Probably. Cyber Commander. The undead are not dead anymore. Please compute in cyber terms.
Excellent!
He would say that, wouldn't he?
Yes, he literally says... It's a running joke that me and a friend said. It's like, the Cybermen could literally just essentially say, Cyber Leader, the Doctor is here in the TARDIS. He will foil our plans for global domination. Excellent! You see? Ridiculous.
I swear, that's my new catchphrase now. I just take my fist and say, excellent.
Okay, Burns.
That's it. That's where it came from. They took someone.
It
they
came
took
before.
The Simpsons. Someone was watching Simpsons. They saw Mr. Burns going.
But wait, hang on. No, this came out in 1985. Simpsons didn't come out until 1989. So maybe Matt Groening watched Doctor Who.
Oh.
They've made Doctor Who references in The Simpsons before.
They have indeed. Now that I've actually watched it, been able to pick up on it a little bit.
I remember the comic book guy coming out with $100 worth of tacos, and it's like, excellent. This will provide much sustenance for the Doctor Who marathon. That's a Simpsons joke I recall.
Was there ever a Doctor Who marathon?
Oh God, there've been a million Doctor Who marathons. For God's sakes!
I meant old-timey.
Oh shit! I don't know. Probably. On like PBS or something. I don't know.
PBS.
Yeah. Not just for Sesame Street.
Private View.
There's also these aliens called the Cryons. They're like cold aliens, and they're women, and they're weird.
They're very touchy-feely. They're like...
Their hands are dancing around, wiggling their fingers like, woo!
They like stroking your hair.
They're weird, and I don't know, they're there, I guess.
They're the Valkyries of fan service touchy-feely.
No, the fan service is Perry, remember?
I'm trying to forget that. I hate when they try to force on it. It's not like, this is natural. This is natural development and everything. Then they actually try to force it. I bet there's tissues all over her, just trying to make her look better.
This coming from the man who has every Hyperdimension Neptunia video game.
No, they created those characters naturally and everything. Like, this is how they dress and everything. This brings out their...
We're veering in the territory.
Now, in this Doctor Who, they literally try to focus on it. Like, okay, men, watch this Doctor Who and you'll get more of this. Now, they're catering to the females because they're showing off...
They did that with Leela in the Fourth Doctor era. She was like a...
Stewardess?
No, you're thinking Tegan. No, she's more like a, what do I call it? Like a wild girl, like from the jungle. in Alien Jungle.
She's spunky.
Spunky and, like, leather tribal outfit stuff.
Yes.
As people have quoted, it's something for the dads. You know,
Wow,
the
the dads
little
must-
kids sit down, they watch Tom Baker have adventure in Jelly Babies, and the dads can sit down and be like, hey, that Louise Jameson, she's quite a tot.
Always go with the Australian accent, right? Australian.
I was trying to something Cockney, but I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, we're really veering off topic with Attack of the Cybermen, but
Let's talk about.
What do you want to
What was
talk
another scene? Let's see now.
yeah, what do you want to see?
How about the creativity of the Cybermen? What do you think?
What do you mean the creativity?
I mean, they're supposed to be more. They're Cybermen. They should be more machine, but they act more human than machine.
Well, yeah. You're used to the new series where they're basically just like walking.
I know, but when you think Cybermen, you think they're all programmed. They must do this.
Yeah,
but
they
they're
don't
very
really
human.
do that.
They're very evil and determined.
Yeah, they don't really do that.
It's not like
there are
they
some
were-
stories that do that, but by the 80s, they were pretty much just like, we're robots. Emotions make you weak, Doctor. Excellent.
Oh well, in that case, then they're Vulcans now. Oh, a Vulcan Cyberman. Logic does not compute with these suppressive emotions.
Actually, it's funny you say that because there was a Star Trek Doctor Who comic where the Cybermen crossed over with the Borg, and Picard crossed over with the 11th Doctor and Amy. And
That had been a headache.
yeah, it was weird. It flashed back to Captain Kirk and Tom Baker and the old Cybermen too.
Oh.
That actually happened. But Attack of the Cybermen, yeah, it was okay. I mean, on the way to the store between parts 1 and 2, I said this to Blazey. The acting might be bad for 1985, but it's no Sharknado. It's no Meet the Spartans. It might be bad for Doctor Who standards, but you could do a lot worse, trust me.
Indeed.
Then again, I am a bit of a Colin Baker era apologist, so your mileage may vary. But as your first Doctor Who story, I'd like to know what you think overall.
Let's see now. Graphic-wise, you gotta think, it's 1980. They didn't have much going on back then. So I would give the graphics and
Graphics, it ain't a video game.
No, I didn't mean graphics. Sorry, I meant the...
Special effects?
Special effects. I give them, say, 8 out of 10.
You don't really need to grade it.
Sorry, this is how I do things. For acting-wise, I give it a C-.
C-. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's only some parts that were good. Other times it seemed good, but then it was like a meter. It was going up, down, up, down. It's like they couldn't make up their minds. It's like they were debating with themselves. Should I do this? Should I read the script?
Okay.
Was there a script? I don't think there was.
No, there had been a script. I mean,
sure?
They credited the lady at the beginning to have written the script. There was a script editor. There was a script.
I'm sure they followed it to the letter.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then they threw it out the window.
Oh my god.
I know I would.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
They just threw it right out the TARDIS, like, huh. So I'm supposed to say, now we enter the time vortex. No, I'm just going to say, I'm going to fiddle with the TARDIS for a bit.
Oh my god. Oh god. Christ, buddy. I can't. Oh.
I'm sure I said something funny that I'm not aware of.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, wow, you kind of described the Colin Baker era to a T. Just throw the script out the window. Yeah, the Colin Baker era is one of the darkest days of Doctor Who, but it should be looked at. I mean, if you're looking for a really good Colin Baker story, this might not be the best one. You might want to go with Vengeance on Varos, or maybe The Two Doctors. Those are the ones I kind of like. Attack of the Cybermen is okay, but in a show that has done fantastic episodes, okay is really, really low.
But the good part is, even with all that screw up, they still continue with the 6 and further Doctors. They didn't just say, okay, we've destroyed the Doctor's image, we should stop. No, let's just regenerate him and try again.
Man, they could have killed the 6th Doctor.
They did, and then they regenerate him as the 6th Doctor.
As the 7th. No.
Six,
no,
7.
No. Yeah, there's a big story I could tell you, but basically, like, at the end of the Trial of the Time Lord, the original guy who wrote it, who then died, he was one of the best writers of Doctor Who, Robert Holmes. He had the ending where the Doctor and the villain fall into, like, the time, I don't even know.
Vortex?
Time vent, I think it's called. And they get lost there, and it's a cliffhanger, like, to be continued. Will the Doctor ever escape? And the producer was like, you can't submit this. The television company, they want to cancel us. If we throw this out, they'll just say, oh, well, the Doctor died. Cancel the show. And the script editor was like, no, I want to respect the integrity of my friend who died. I'm quitting. And
power to him.
Yeah, well, it's like this. He wanted to hold up the integrity. He was acting in the interest of his friend, the writer, and the producer was acting in the interest of the show. So, in the end, the producer was right, because it meant the show survived, and we got this other doctors.
Oh, more dilemma.
It's tricky, believe me. It's a very tricky thing. And to really get into it, you'd have to review Trial of a Time Lord. But we are in the Colin Baker era anyway, so that's why we're talking about it. So we should wrap this up.
Indeed.
That was Attack of the Cybermen. It was okay.
It was, yes, I would have to say okay plus.
And my wonderful experiment, Colin Baker, the Doctor that most people don't like, Blazey is okay with.
I'm okay with him.
And I'm okay with him too. I freely admit that. But then again, I beat Echo the Dolphin. I'm kind of weird in the head.
Ha! The show doesn't get my excellent, it gets okay.
Okay. So next time, I'm probably going to talk with Rainiac about that Omega chap.
Omega?
Yeah.
Sounds powerful.
Oh, he's powerful as hell.
Sounds like a Final Fantasy VII weapon.
Wait, was it? No. Omega was the super boss of Final Fantasy V. The robot. I'm nerding out now. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.